Okay, first of all, good morning to all of you. By the grace of great Vaheguru and great Dhamma Ramdas ji, we will start with today's article. And our today's article is based upon the interference. It's based upon the interference. So yesterday we have studied the Huygens theory. We have studied the Huygens theory. What Huygens actually proposed that? Huygens actually proposed the wave nature of light. Huygens actually proposed the wave nature of light, that light travels in the form of waves. Light travels in the form of waves, in the form of wavefront, and every point of the wavefront will act as a source of secondary wavelets. Every point on the wavefront will act as a source of secondary wavelets, and envelope of that wavefront, envelope of that secondary wavelets, or we can say tangent of that secondary wavelets will give us a new wavefront. Will give us a new wavefront. And the speed of the wavefront is same as that of the velocity of light. Okay, and energy travels in a direction perpendicular to the wavefront. Perpendicular to the wavefront. So based upon that consideration, based upon that proposals, a Young double-slit experiment has been performed. So he was a student of the Huygens. So author Young has performed the experiment based upon the two slits. Based upon the two slits. This is slit S1, this is slit S2. Okay. So have you ever seen a slit? See the space between the two hands, two fingers is called, it's act like a slit. That small space between the door and that will act like as a slit. Okay. So these are two slits. These are two slits having a distance kept at a distance small d. Having kept at a distance small d. Okay. And this is a screen. This is a screen on which we have to find out. We will note down the interference pattern. We will note down the interference pattern. How the waves. See the wave. This is the one wave. This is second wave. The wave from the source slit S1 and the wave from the slit S2. Basically, this is the path of the wave and will meet at point some arbitrary point P. Okay. So this is the standard pattern of interference. This is called the center of the screen. Okay. So which is kept at a distance capital D from the slits. From the distance. So source must be there. Source must be here. So source must be the coherent source. Source must be the coherent source. Okay. Coherent means constant path difference. A source is called coherent source if it produces a constant frequency, constant wavelength and constant path difference light. Okay. So actually what happens? So here light, so the light which is traveling from slit S1 and light which is traveling from point S2, conducting from point S2, this light will travel a extra distance. This light will travel a extra distance because this distance is less and this distance is right. It means there is some path difference. There is some path difference. Okay, and due to that path difference, what will happen? The wave either the constructive superposition will be there or a destructive superposition will be there. So yesterday we have discussed about the constructive superposition. First of all, what is constructive superposition? Constructive superposition. Constructive superposition. Constructive superposition means when crest of the one wave meet with the crest of the second wave, crest or trough, that is called a constructive superposition, and as a result we get a bright fringe, maximum intensity. Okay, and for a destructive superposition, crest of one wave will meet the trough of the another wave, or trough of the first wave will meet the crest of the second wave, and we will get a dark fringe. Dark fringe means minimum intensity, no light is there. Okay, so actually this is based upon, this is just happened at the cost of one parameter, and that parameter is the path difference. Is the path difference. See, we have a very well-known relation of this. This phase difference is equal to, where I write, so I can write here, phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda into path difference. Okay. So we can calculate the path difference between the two waves in terms of lambda. In terms of lambda, because lambda is only the parameter by which we can calculate the path difference. Now I'll give you a simple example. Let us say this is a one wave, this is another wave. Which light has traveled a large distance? Obviously, this light has traveled a large distance. So, what is the path difference? For calculating the path difference, what we can do? We can draw a perpendicular. We can draw a perpendicular. It means up to this OA BC. OA is equal to OB. OA is equal to OB. What is the extra path? BC is extra path. BC is the extra path. Similarly, if you want to calculate the path difference between these two waves, how we can calculate? How we can calculate? See, how we can calculate? We can calculate by this. We will simply draw a perpendicular. We will simply draw a perpendicular. It will, let us say, this is S1, this is P, this is S2, this is, let us say, A. Okay, it means S1P is equal to AP. S1P is equal to AP. So what is the extra path? That is the extra path. AS2. AS2 the, or we can draw a perpendicular from here. So this distance is equal to this distance. So it means this is the extra path. This is the extra path which is travelled by this line. Which is travelled by this line. For the sake of simplicity, I am not going to show it. Okay, I am not going to show it. So please write first point. Please write what are coherent sources. Give a heading. Coherent sources. Give a heading. Coherent sources. What are coherent sources? This is very essential condition for the interference to take place. Okay. So coherent sources are coherent sources are the sources which produces the light of same wavelength, which produces light of same wavelength, which produces light of same wavelength in the same direction, and having the constant path difference, and having the constant path difference, and having the constant path. Okay. So if we know the path difference, see, if we know the path difference, we can easily know the phase difference. Yes. So path difference is calculated in terms of lambda. In terms of lambda. Path difference is calculated in terms of lambda, because path difference is distance, and in for the phase distance is lambda, wavelength, and phase difference is it? We are calculating in terms of angle. In terms of angle. If you know path difference, then you can calculate phase difference. If you know phase difference, you can calculate the path difference. You can calculate the path difference. So what is the basic essential thing for this setup? For this setup is the path difference. Due to path difference, due to different path difference, due to different path difference between these two lights, these light either superpose constructively or superpose destructively. Okay, let us see when they meet at this point, at point O, at central maximum. What will happen? What kind of pattern we get? We are getting a central maximum intensity. This is the maximum intensity. This is the minimum intensity. Maximum, minimum, maximum, minimum. Bright, dark, bright, dark. Similarly, bright, dark, bright, dark. Get the point? So it means for the center, when these lines meet at the center, they form a maximum, central maximum. It means they have either they have a zero path difference, or they have a constant path difference, It means due to, depending upon the path difference, depending upon the path difference, what is the essential thing? Path difference. Depending upon the path difference, either they superpose constructively or destructively. If they superpose constructively, we get a bright fringe of maximum intensity. If they superpose destructively, then we get a dark fringe. This point I have taken as we have taken a arbitrary. Okay, I am showing it for the central maximum. For the segment I have just erased. Okay. So now see, let us calculate the displacement of the wave at point P. What is the formula for the displacement? This is the general formula. Y is equal to A1 sine omega t minus kx. Okay, we can write this. We can write this. What is a? What is y1? Y1 is the displacement of this plate. What is a1? A1 is the A1 is the A1 is the amplitude. A1 is the A1 is the amplitude. A1 is the amplitude of the waveform. What is y2? What is y2? What is y2? Writing. What is y2? Displacement of the second plate. What is a2? Amplitude of the second wave. Okay. Now see, for this omega t minus kx plus delta x, we have added delta x extra. Why? Delta x is the extra part. This is extra part. Okay. This is extra part. This is called as a delta x. Okay. Delta x is the extra part. So what is that? So it means multiply with k delta x. So k delta x is equal to 5. K delta x is equal to 5. It means and k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. K is equal to 2 pi by lambda. There is a propagation constant. K is the propagation constant. So it means what is phi? Phi is equal to phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda multiplied by path difference. Delta x is the path difference. Delta x is the path difference. And phi is the phase. Any doubt till now? Have you understood all the things? Okay. This is very basic thing. This is the most important thing. This equation. Okay. Now, according to superposition principle, what is the resultant displacement at point P? It will be the sum of y1 and y2. So I simply added the equations. So let us say this is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. Adding equation 1 and 2. Add 1 and 2. So simply I have added. So see, this equation will remain as such, but this will I will use the formula sin a minus b. This is a, this is a b. Sin a minus b is equal to sin a cos b minus cos a sin. Simply I have taken sin omega t minus kx into cos phi minus cos omega cos a sin b. Now I have clubbed the terms. I have simply clubbed the term. This a1 plus a2, this and this are clubbed. a1 plus a2 cos phi is equal to sin omega t minus kx, and this term I will take as such. Okay. Now I have taken this as a cos alpha. a1 plus a2 cos alpha is equal to a new constant a cos alpha. That I have assumed. Like, okay, a cos alpha, and I have taken this term as a sin alpha. Okay. Again, this is the formula sin a cos b minus cos a sin a. So I am using this sin omega t minus kx minus. Okay, and these are the suppositions 3 and 4. This is the net displacement. This is the net displacement at point P. At point P with resultant amplitude A. With resultant amplitude A. Now I will square equation 3 and 4 and then add. Squaring 3 and 4 and then add. So I am getting a square cos square phi plus a square sin square phi. A square is common, cos square plus phi plus cos square alpha plus sin square alpha is 1. So I am getting a square. This is the formula a plus b whole square. So I am getting this. So I have just simply directly written the result. Okay. This is a2 sin square alpha. Again, a2 is a common, cos square phi plus sin square phi gives me a 1. And this is 2a1 a2 cos phi. Okay, Tafa? Chiteka? Okay, I have simply square and then add. Okay, so this is a is equal to square root of this. Square root of this. And this is the formula. Intensity is proportional to amplitude square. Intensity is proportional to amplitude square. So this is the amplitude. So I have amplitude is equal to intensity is equal to amplitude square. So I is equal to Ka square. K is some constant. K is some constant. So this is K This is square, this will get cancelled. This will get cancelled with the square. So I am getting this. So I multiply with this ka1 square. Ka1 square I have taken I1. Ka2 square I have taken I2. And 2a1 a2 becomes square root of I1 I2. Okay. A1 a2 will become a square root of I1 and I2 into cos phi. So this is the general equation for the intensity. For the intensity of light at point P. And out up to this part. You understand this? I simply square and then add. After squaring and adding, I am getting this. Okay, and after square root, I have taken the square root, I am getting this. Intensity is proportional to amplitude square. So intensity is proportional to is equal to Ka square. Is equal to Ka square. K is some constant. So I have simply multiplied by K. So Ka1 square become I1, Ka2 square become I2, and 2a1 a2 become 2 square root of a1. From here, a1 is equal to square root of I1, and a2 is equal to square root of I2. That is why I have taken a square root. Okay, okay, Tafa. Understood this point? A1 is the square root of I1, and a2 is the square root of I2. Okay. Now this is the condition. Now I will discuss the two cases. For constructive interference, I have already told you the whole story revolves around the path difference. See, when the intensity of the light will be maximum in this equation 5, when I will be maximum, when cos phi is maximum. When I will be maximum, when cos phi is maximum. And what is the maximum value of cos? 1. What's the maximum value of cos? 1. Understood this? What's the maximum value of cos? 1. It means for constructive interference, I have taken cos phi is equal to 1. Cos phi is equal to 1. And for what value cos phi will be 1? When phi is equal to 2n pi. And n is equal to 0, 1, 2. Cos 0, 1. Cos 2 pi, cos 2 pi, 1. Put that is equal to 1. Cos 4 pi, 1. Cos 6 pi, 1. It means for all these values, phi is equal to plus minus 2n pi, cos phi will be 1. Okay. You understand this point? Why I have taken this equal to 1? Because I want a maximum intensity. And when the intensity will be maximum? When this is maximum. And if you want to take the minimum intensity, when this intensity will be minimum? When this cos phi will be minimum. And what is the minimum value of cos phi? What is the minimum value of cos phi? This is a very important point. Please write in the note -1. The maximum value of cos phi is 1 and the minimum value is -1. Similarly for the sine. Maximum value of sin phi is 1, minimum value of sin phi is -1. It means sine varies from -1 to +1. And similarly cos varies from -1 to +1. Are you getting my point? Naga? Okay. So you can take the angle phi or theta, one and same thing. It means cos varies from -1 to +1. So this is the maximum value, and this is the minimum value. See, this you can also verify it from the graph also. This is the graph of cos y is equal to cos x. This is the maximum value, and this is the minimum value. This is +1, this is -1. -1 plus. So it means cos fluctuates between +1 and -1. So if राधे समझ आ रहा कि नहीं आ रहा? I कब मैक्सिमम होगा? जब cos मैक्सिमम होगा। और cos की मैक्सिमम वैल्यू क्या होती है? 1। I कब मिनिमम होगा? जब cos मिनिमम होगा। cos की मिनिमम वैल्यू कितनी होती है? -1। International audience, students, please. I want I to be maximum. When I will be maximum? When cos will be maximum. And when cos will be maximum? When it take the value +1. And when it will take the +1, it means constructive interface will take place. And I have taken all those values. See, this is 0, this is 2 pi. This is 4 pi, 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, 8 pi. So I have taken general 2n pi. N is equal to 2. Okay. So compare with this. This is a phi is equal to 2n pi. Let us use 6. And we have equation of phi here also. Phi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta x into delta x. Let us this is question number 7. Compare 6 and 7. Compare 6 and 7. Compare 6 and 7. Okay. So 2 pi by lambda into delta x is equal to what is the value of phi? 2n pi. Compare or use. So after, see, this will cancel, pi cancel, 2 cancel. What I am getting? I am getting delta x is equal to n lambda. Delta x is equal to n lambda. It means this is very beautiful equation. It means path difference is equal to n lambda for constructive interface, bright fringe. Okay, I get your point. When path difference will be equal to integral multiple of lambda, when path difference will be equal to the integral multiple of lambda, we are getting a constructive interference. We are getting a constructive interference. I get your point. Okay, matlab it can be happen that this wave will travel 2 lambda difference and this will travel 3 lambda. 3 lambda means 2 lambda, 1 lambda. Okay, if it travels 4 lambda, it will travel a 5 lambda. 5 lambda means 4 lambda, 1 lambda. Integral multiple where n is equal to 1 to 3. N is equal to 1 to 3. Okay, and out. And out. Okay, if this is 7 lambda, sorry, if this is 6 lambda, this is 7 lambda. 7 minus 6, 1 lambda. 1 lambda. So, what kind of interference it would be there? Constructive interference. If it is 4 lambda, it is 6 lambda. 6 minus 4, 2 lambda. This is 2 lambda. It means we are getting a bright fringe. We are getting a bright fringe. It means what is the important factor which decide whether the interference will be constructive or destructive? Which is the important point? Path difference. Okay, and the path difference must be equal to the n lambda integral multiple. So write one line. If path difference is equal to the integral multiple of wavelength, if path difference is equal to integral multiple of wavelength, if path difference is equal to integral multiple of wavelength, we are getting a constructive interference, constructive superposition. We are getting a constructive superposition, and we get a bright fringe. We get a bright fringe. Yes. बनाओ अपनी तरफ से बनाओ, अपने आप से बनाओ. If path difference is equal to what is n integral multiple? मतलब integral multiple means 1 lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda. It must not be happened in the form of fraction. Fraction नहीं होना चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए कि 1/2 lambda, 3/2 lambda, 1 lambda, 2 lambda. I get your point. Why are you getting this? Let us say this wave travel. Let us say for the ordinary, for the sake of simplicity, let us say this wave travel a distance 3 lambda. 3 lambda. Let us say 3 lambda. And this wave travel 7 lambda or 6 lambda. So what is the path difference? 6 lambda minus 3 lambda. So 3 lambda. So this satisfies this equation or not? Yes, this satisfies this equation. When n is equal to 3 lambda. So this is the integral multiple. राइट समझ आया ये? Okay. When path difference is equal to integral multiple of wavelength, that is 1 lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, 4 lambda, 5 lambda up to dash dash dash. Then we are getting a constructive interference. Then we obtained a constructive interference, and bright fringe will be there. Bright fringe will be and out. Let us say this wave travel 4 lambda distance, and this wave travel a 8 lambda distance. So what kind of interference would be there? 8 lambda means 4 lambda, 4 lambda. So this is. Now let us discuss the second case. Case number 2. Case number 2 is a for destructive interference. For destructive interference. For destructive interference, this cos phi must have the value, minimum value. And what is the minimum value of cos phi? -1. Yes.
So equation 6 is our last equation for case 5.
Which?
Is that our last equation?
6 equation.
Yeah.
See, I am getting 6 equation from this equation. Cos phi is equal to 1. When cos phi will be 1, when angle is equal to 1 pi.
I want to see equation 7. Wait 7. Equation number 7.
Okay, I have raised that. Equation number 7 was that this delta x is equal to 2 pi by lambda into phi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta x. This is equation number 7. Okay. So when the cos phi will be -1, at which value it is -1? Naga, under which value cos phi has -1 value? Yes, cos phi has minus value. When phi is equal to 2n minus 1 into pi, or phi is equal to 1 pi plus minus pi 2 to 3 pi, okay, 2 3 5 pi. It means cos pi minus 1, cos 3 pi minus 1, cos 5 pi minus 1. Are you getting this? Plus minus pi plus minus 3 pi plus minus 5 comma plus minus 7. It means we can write phi is equal to 2n minus 1. Papa, are you getting this? Are you getting this? When phi is equal to pi, cos pi, what's the value of cos pi? -1. Cos pi is -1. See, you can see from the graph. 0, pi by 2, this is a pi. Cos pi -1. Okay, this is 3 pi by 2. This is a 2 pi. Cos pi -1 again. This is a cos pi. This value will be 2 pi plus pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, and this value will be 5 pi by 2 plus pi by 2, 3 pi. It means this is also cos pi -1, cos 3 pi -1, cos 5 pi -1. In general, I can write phi is equal to 2n minus 1 into pi, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3. What n is equal to 1? Pi. What n is equal to 2? 3 pi. What n is equal to 3? What n is equal to 3? 5 pi. What n is equal to 4? 7 pi. समझ आया? Naga, are you getting this? So I am taking all the values of the cos phi for which cos is negative. Cos is -1. Cos is -1. So let us say this is question number 8. Compare 7 and 8. Compare 7 and 8. This is 5. This is 5. Compare 7 and 8. So 2 pi by lambda into delta x is equal to 2n minus 1 into pi cancel. So what is delta x? Delta x is equal to 2n minus 1 into lambda y. Okay, so I am getting this. You write like this 2 into कैसे किया से n minus 1 by हाँ yes 2 into I have taken 2 common n minus 1 by 2 into lambda by 2 2 cancel, so delta x is equal to n minus 1 by 2 into lambda. This is the condition. This is the condition for destructive. We are getting a dark fringe. Okay. When it means when part difference is equal to n minus 1 by 2 into lambda, then we are getting a destructive interface. Put n is equal to 1 lambda by 2. Part difference is lambda by 2. Put n is equal to 2 3 lambda by 2. Put n is equal to 3 5 lambda by 2. It means when the part difference is 1 lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, 4 lambda, 5 lambda, we are getting a constructive interference, and when the part difference is lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2, we are getting a destructive interference. तो बराबर समझ आया? ताफा? Have you understood all these points? Okay. So can you read this diagram? So in notes I generally write if part difference delta x is equal to 1 lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, 5 lambda, we are getting a constructive interference. I will say bright fringe. Note number 1. If part difference delta x is equal to lambda by 2, put n is equal to 2 to 4 minus 1 3 lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2, and so on so forth, we are getting a destructive interference. Dark fringe. So this is the important thing. Okay. Have you understood all the points? Now I will take example. Okay. Let us say wave number 1 traveled distance path is equal to 7 lambda. Okay. और सिंपल लेते हैं. Three lambda. Okay. And wave number 2 path 1 and path 2 is 7 lambda by 2. This is the distance traveled by the wave number 1. This is the distance traveled by the wave number 2. What is path difference? 7 lambda by 2 minus 3 lambda. What is the answer? 7 lambda minus 6 lambda by 2. What kind of interference it would be there? Constructive or destructive? Destructive. And what kind of limit it would be there? Dark fringe. Okay, dark fringe. I'll take another example. Example number 2. Let us say the path 1 is equal to lambda is equal to 4 lambda and path 2 is equal to 5 lambda. What is part difference? Part difference is 5 lambda means 4 lambda into lambda, so it would be a constructive interface. It would be a constructive and bright fringe. Okay, understand? Okay, I take up one more example of this. So from this, by taking the difference of two path difference, by taking the difference of two path, we can take the path difference, and by calculating the path difference, we can easy to know, we can assess that whether the interference is constructive or destructive. And the constructive interference leads to a maximum intensity bright fringe, and destructive interference corresponding to the minimum intensity dark fringe. Okay, and the last but not least is can you calculate the I maximum? So it means, what is the I maximum? Can you calculate the I maximum? Okay, can you calculate what is I? I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root I1 into I2 into cos phi. Can you calculate I maximum? Yes. When the I will be maximum? When this cos phi is plus 1. When the cos phi is plus 1. So I maximum will be equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root I1 into I2. So this is the formula. This is the formula of I maximum is equal to I1 plus I2 square root of I1 square root of I2 square. So this is the formula for the I maximum. Root square root of I1 square root of I2. Okay. Similarly, you can calculate I minimum. When this I will be minimum? When this cos phi will be minus 1. When cos phi is equal to minus 1, then I minimum is equal to square root of I1 minus square root of I2 का square. So I am just writing directly, because this will be formula of A minus B whole square, and this is the formula of A plus B whole square. So by the grace of God, we successfully explained the Young double slitter experiment. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. Tomorrow we'll do a next topic. Thank you.